So Wednesday night, I'm on Twitter, and all of a sudden, I see this crazy claim that I've never heard before start spreading around. This rumor has never gone anywhere before. I've never heard any of this ever through the grapevine before just a few nights ago. It just seemingly came out of thin air all of a sudden. And it was this tweet. The first place I saw it was this tweet by a YouTuber named Jackson Hinkle. Is that his name? Hinkle, yes, Jackson Hinkle. And I'm honestly not that familiar with him. According to a lot of people, he has been feuding with TYT recently. I know nothing about this. I have no interest in these online feuds. Clueless completely. Never even heard of this guy. Maybe I think I saw his name come up because there was this Vosh debate he did going around. I didn't watch it, but I saw that going around. So I have this tweet from Jackson Hinkle that was going viral just a few nights ago. Here it is. AOC co-owned the restaurant she used to bartend at, and she worked on foreign affairs issues for Senator Ted Kennedy before running for Congress. Justice Dems strategist told AOC not to talk about either occupation during her campaign and to instead claim she was just a bartender. And then he has a screenshot of an article saying Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was working behind a bar. She had helped launch Flat's Fix, the taco and craft cocktail spot in Manhattan, while pondering what to do next. Now, here we go. Let's get to this right away. So I forgot to grab the tweet. Let me see if I can find it really quick. But let me take the most obvious claim that we could debunk. Let me take that one first, and that is her time working for Senator Ted Kennedy. And this is true. This is true. AOC did work for Senator Ted Kennedy. But here's the thing. This was not some sort of secret. I could do a screen share right now, actually. Let me do that really quick. Where is this? Okay. Here we go. Let's do a screen share really fast. I quickly searched AOC's Twitter handle on Twitter and typed in Kennedy. And what came up is these tweets. One from December 2017. Fun fact about U.S. immigration policy from my experience working with Ted Kennedy. Another one from February of 2018. I have a degree in economics and other international relations from Boston University. Before that, MIT honored my work in microbiology. I started under Ted Kennedy. Here's another one. May 2018. About 10 years ago, I worked for About 10 years ago, I worked in Ted Kennedy's Foreign Affairs, Immigration, and Constituent Office. I regularly fielded calls from panicked mothers who came home to missing family members. ICE was created in 2003 along with the Patriot Act. There was a weapon waiting for a tyrant. Here's another one, August 2018. As an intern, I learned a lot about the power of humanity and government through his, with Ted Kennedy. She's talking about McCain there. June 2019. I am always proud of my work in restaurants. I also worked for Senator Ted Kennedy. Here's another one, February 2020. I'm a former multi-year intern for Senator Ted Kennedy. Big shocker. She interned for Senator Ted Kennedy. She was a college student in Massachusetts. He was you could certainly criticize and critique many aspects about Ted Kennedy's career, but he certainly was seen as an early progressive icon, and she interned for him. Oh my God, big revelation you could have uncovered by typing in the Twitter search bar from AOC, Kennedy. Now back to the claims that the other claim that Hinkle makes here, and this is, and I should be fair, these are claims he's sharing. He is claiming that he learned about this from people. AOC co-owned the restaurant she used to bartend at, and she worked on foreign affairs issues for Senator Ted Kennedy before running for Congress. Okay, but the restaurant one's what I'm focusing on now. Here is the info there. I looked into this that night. Wednesday night, and I looked into this issue because I had never heard that she co-owned the bar. Flat's Fix is a known taco bar in Union Square, Manhattan. I'm very familiar with it. In fact, I've been there before. I used to work very close by to that place. It is connected to a famous Union Square coffee shop called, people in New York, some people call it Coffee Bar. It's coffee shop. And it's a long-time fixture, even though Coffee Bar closed in 2018, I believe. But the taco bar is still there. And the owners of the coffee shop also own the taco bar, Flat's Fix, where AOC worked. And they also own a number of other restaurants throughout the city. There's one that's very famous, if you're a New Yorker at least, Live Bait, which also recently closed after becoming the second location for Flat's Fix. So that didn't work out. But the original Flat's Fix, the one AOC worked at, is still open. Now, if you look up these restaurants, they're very well known. There's been numerous press coverage on these restaurants over a long course of time because, again, fixtures in New York. The coffee shop is owned by 3 people. One of the companies attached to it is called Theme, Theme Bar or something like that. Theme Foods, that's it, Theme Foods. Theme Food, I should say. And this is a company that's been around for decades. Live Bait was opened in 87, 2 years before AOC was born. Coffee Bar was opened up in 89 or 90, I believe, which would be a year after AOC was born. Obviously, the taco place opened up much after. AOC obviously was old enough to work there. But I've never come across anything claiming AOC co-owned the bar. And so I shared all this information. I shared the liquor license information where, again, AOC is not attached. But, of course, not all the owners are attached to the liquor license information. But, again, the same 3 people who've owned all these restaurants for decades comes up. Dave Weigel of the Washington Post went a step further the next morning because he saw this same claim going around. And he got a pretty hardcore open shut case proof that this claim is bullshit because he went ahead and he called the restaurant and the staff confirmed that Ocasio-Cortez never owned or co-owned the restaurant, obviously, because again, this is all public information. And also, as he points out, this information could be confirmed by her 2018 financial declaration, which all candidates need to file. And we could see how much AOC actually made. Let me make it a little bit smaller and center it. Right there, her coffee shop wages that year was $3,588 earned income. Her salary was more because she was taking money from the Ocasio-Cortez campaign, which candidates are allowed to do. So we know her financial details. We know from decades of press coverage of these restaurants. We also had a hit piece in the New York Post a couple of years ago where a worker who did not like AOC claimed that a manager there had to give her extra tips because she claimed AOC didn't split her tips fairly enough. Again, if you own a restaurant, you're not going to be overruled by another manager, and you certainly wouldn't be handling out your own bar tips. Just really bizarre. But see, I don't really care about Hinkle. What I care about is where he heard this claim. I mean, Hinkle is just some random YouTuber. He's not even like a known YouTuber. He's not like has some big fan base or something. He's just a nobody. Not to knock him. It's just like, I care about the big picture here. And Hinkle is not the big picture, even though he's the source of this information going viral. So I looked further into this, and where did Hinkle say he heard this from? Because again, this Hinkle isn't the direct source. He goes on to say, Paula Jean's swear engine just confirmed that AOC was a co-owner of the restaurant on a live stream. And I have multiple Justice Democrat contacts who have communicated this to me in the past as well. Now, that last part, I don't believe. Because, full disclosure, I have worked with the Justice Democrats before. And I've never heard this. And as both a journalist and someone who has worked with them prior, on a freelance basis, but I'm familiar with a number of people there. I've worked with them on campaigns when I worked for the Cynthia campaign. I was shocked that this would come from that, and I don't believe it. So I'm pretty sure he's referring to Paula Jean Swearingen that second time around, because that's what he says he heard it from. Paula Jean Swearingen just confirmed that AOC was a co-owner of the restaurant on a live stream. What live stream? What live stream? What live stream is he talking about? Now, Paula Jean Swearingen was on a live stream that night. Luckily, she was only on one live stream, so it makes it really easy to know what live stream Hinkle was talking about. And so I searched more on Twitter, and I noticed that everybody else who was also sharing these rumors, these unsubstantiated rumors about AOC owning the bar she worked at. And I remember why this is a big deal to them. The idea is AOC lied about her history in order to appeal to voters, to progressives, as some sort of champion of the working class, because she too was part of the working class. She was a worker, blue-collar worker working behind a bar. If she was a co-owner of the bar, that totally changes the dynamic of her story. And obviously she would have lied about her story, right? So where did this unsubstantiated rumor come from? From a user who also found out about this rumor from the same source as Kinkle. Paula Jean Swearingen said this on Jimmy Dore's stream earlier. Shocking that this would start from the Jimmy Dore show. And by shocking, I mean not surprising at all. Now, Jimmy Dore locks up his live streams right after the live stream ends. And to get this live stream, you have to be a paying subscriber of the program, which is cool. No problem with that. I mean, I think it's a bit weird that you wouldn't at least make portions of these interviews public. I know he does cut segments, but he also leaves a lot locked behind that paywall. But, that's his prerogative. It's his show. It's his way of making money. That's fine. But I was really interested in seeing this Paula Jean Swearingen clip. Because to me, it's important here. Jimmy Dore has Paula Jean Swearingen on his show, and she apparently says this. Now, it's his show. He didn't say it. I want to be clear. Jimmy Dore did not say this. But it started, this unsubstantiated rumor, this, what we now know is a falsehood, was said on his show, the Jimmy Dore show. I know on my show, and on any other program, even Jimmy Dore's fans, if they heard a lie about someone they supported, or just a lie in general about a cause or anything of the sort, on MSNBC, CNN, whatever, TYT, Young Turks, Majority Report, whatever it is, you would want that falsehood corrected, right? And you would expect someone to correct that if it was their show, or at least stop and question where they got this information from. So to me, it was imperative I find out what Jimmy Dore says before and after Paula Jean allegedly states this. Now, to do this, I needed to subscribe to Jimmy Dore's show. I'm not going to do that. But I have people who are fans of my show and the Majority Report who apparently do have access to Jimmy Dore's paid subscription feed. And so I have for you, I have not seen this anywhere else, I have for you this Paula Jean Swearingen clip. We are going to watch it right now. We're going to hear what question brings forth this alleged falsehood. The falsehood is true. It is true that this falsehood was stated, but allegedly Paula Jean says it. So we're going to find out where this falsehood came from and what Jimmy Dore says right after it's stated. Let's listen to this clip right now.
And so, just in closing, what do you think happened to the Justice Democrats? Why do you think they don't strategize and vote as a block like the Tea Party did? Because they have all the power. They could block any bill and every bill if they wanted to get their demands met, yet they won't do it. Why?
What is Dore serious right now? This isn't even what I'm even discussing here, but what? The Tea Party was quite large. Is Dore alleging that the Justice Democrats' numbers are enough to block? I mean, let me look this up. Let's find out right now. No, that's not true. If every Justice Democrat, there's, I believe, 10 of them right now, voted against the Democratic Party, Republicans still have enough. As of right now, obviously this could change due to vacancies, but as of right now, that's not true. Justice Democrats don't have the numbers the Tea Party had yet. But that's not the point of this. Let's continue.
What do you think that is? I say it's because they're corrupt, because they get the speaking fees, they got book deals. They don't want Nancy Pelosi to fund somebody who's going to primary them, and then all they have to do is stay 5 years, and they get retirement for the rest. They get a pension for the rest of their life. So they're doing this for their own person. So that's corrupt. That's the definition of corrupt. In fact, that they're being dishonest for their own personal gain. Is that what you think happened?
I think it is personal gain.
For those of you who don't know, Paula Jean Swearengin is a 2018 primary candidate. She primaried Joe Manchin for Senate in 2018. She was covered in that Netflix documentary along with AOC. Bernie Sanders supported her. She's a progressive in West Virginia. She ran again in 2020, this time as the Democratic candidate against the Republican senator. She lost that too. I always assumed that Swearengin had some good politics from what I've understood about her. She came out, the reason Jimmy Dore had her on the show is because she came out and said she was leaving the Democratic Party to join a third party, the People's Party. That's a whole nother segment, a whole nother episode. People's Party has an array of issues and problems. Also, I don't think they're even that progressive. But that aside, that's who Paula Jean Swearengin is. That's why she's on the Jimmy Dore show. Let's get to it.
Shortcut to party and Corbin Trent were trying to formulate another PAC, and let's get another AOC elected in West Virginia, and I wouldn't support that. I think they just follow the money and they follow the buzz, and it really wasn't intended to elect real public servants. I think that AOC is friends with those folks way back, and I think they used us to make sure that AOC got elected. Even before, they were pulling out of our campaigns. They promised all these services. And right toward the end, before AOC's primary, they were taking everything away from us and they were vesting everything in her. And I think the first intent was to get AOC elected. And to be honest with you, I don't think the Democratic Party would have let her through the gate.
I'm sorry. I mean, this is someone who's run two-time candidate, major Senate runs, doesn't understand how these campaigns work. Justice Democrats don't have unlimited resources. The reason you would pull out of supporting some of the campaigns that you endorsed and put all resources into one campaign towards the very end, like Paula Jean Swearengin just said, is because the other campaigns are flailing. The writing's on the wall. And it would be a waste of your resources to spend the money on a campaign that is doomed. a campaign that is not going to win at this point, no matter what resources you pump into it. So you take those resources and you take them out of the wasteful campaign and you put it all into the campaign that you're seeing, oh my God, we have a chance to win this one, which clearly they did, and clearly they were right. Let me pull this up right now. Paula Jean Swearingen, in the 2018 election, she was a primary candidate against Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin won that with over 112,000 votes, nearly 70% or 69.9% of the vote. Paula Jean Swearingen got a 0.1 percentage over 30% and less than 50,000 votes. All the money in the world at that point wasn't going to save the campaign. If it was a close race, if you guys were just a few percentage points away from each other, I would understand being upset about this. But that's not what happened. They took the money from your campaign and the resources and the time and the whatever else they were putting into it, and they saw AOC was about to beat Joe Crowley, and they put it all into that, and guess what? It paid off because AOC beat Joe Crowley. It's that simple.
She pretended to be an ordinary person. She pretended to be a bartender when she was co-owner of the bar.
Oh, there we have it. There we have it. Let me rewind it a little bit. There it is.
Party would have let her through the gate.
There it is.
She pretended to be an ordinary person. She pretended to be a bartender when she was co-owner of the bar. She never told us that she worked for the Kennedys.
She mentioned the Kennedys thing multiple times on her Twitter feed, stepping back to 2017. The year before her election was even happened in that June of 2018. This is just astounding. And I would love to know where she got this co-own the bar thing from.
Her mother in an interview said that she wanted to be president one day.
Kids say that all the time. And that's the parents' job to say, oh, I remember. That's what happens. Kids say that all the time. If you're a kid and you say you want to be president one day, does that mean you're an insider and you have some sort of connections? This is ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
She had decided she wanted in politics, and she laid the framework of acting like she was one of us. When you had real struggling people, not only the candidates, but people behind the scenes.
We saw she was making less than $30,000 for the year she filed when she was running as a candidate. Living in New York City. Less than $30,000. Are you kidding me? She wasn't really struggling? What?
Really believed that we could get real public servants elected. And then now she's just doing what she lied about. I think she lied to get there. And I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. But now I think we have suffered a lot of losses in this movement. I'm stubborn, but I'm also a mother and grandmother. I cut my leg off for my kids. I'm not done.
I'm assuming Jimmy Dore is going to butt in
but
soon,
I'm not going to invest in people anymore.
And ask for some more information, right? About all those claims she just made, right?
And making sure that we have a government that serves us.
His show, right?
And it's going to take an overhaul, and it's going to take a new national party.
Here we go.
And I hope everybody listens to what I'm saying. I've been there. I've been into the internal grind work, and I know how dishonest these people are. Mm-hmm. It's beat me down, but it's going to pick me back up, and nobody should feel beat down right now. We can build a new party, and we can build a government that serves us, and we can get actual people servants elected. Mm-hmm. But we've got to quit putting everything behind these dishonest people and fighting people that are designed to fight us.
Well, 62% of Americans are in favor of a third party. That's unbelievable. And
that's what he takes away from this. The interview ends right there. That's it. He says goodbye to her. This is stunning. Stunning. All those claims just made, and he doesn't even for a second say to himself, whoa, this is, even as someone who I know he doesn't like AOC, you think even those claims would light a fire in you to go, whoa, in his brain going, no, I don't like AOC, and I haven't heard this. Whoa, Paula Jean, wait a second. She owned the bar that she claims she worked at? You got to tell me more about this. I've never heard anything about this before. Nothing. 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 And I don't know about his claim there that 62% of Americans want a third party. Maybe it's true. I don't know. I'm not against the third party. The current system currently makes it very difficult, but I'm not opposed to it, but that's besides the fact. This is truly stunning. And, after all this came out, Hinkle, who really made this claim go viral, came out with a sort of retraction. A tweet of mine repeated a claim from sources at the Justice Dems, including a former JD candidate. I want to tell you right now, remember how I said before that I didn't believe he had Justice Democratic sources and that he heard it solely from Paula Jean Swearingen while listening to the Jimmy Dore show? I can tell you that this really affirms my beliefs, because when he says a tweet of mine repeated a claim from sources at the Justice Dems, including a former JD candidate, by saying including, I think he means solely a former JD candidate. And when he says a former JD candidate, he's referring to Paula Jean Swearingen. So a tweet of mine repeated a claim from sources at the Justice Democrats, including a former Justice Democratic candidate, that AOC co-owned the bar she worked at in New York. This statement has been disputed. No, it hasn't been just disputed. It's been outright debunked. But the statement has been disputed, leading me to remove the tweet until there's documentary evidence beyond my sources to prove it. Well, there's never going to be any documentary evidence because apparently you don't trust your sources, which means you shouldn't have shared any of the bullshit you shared to begin with, because it created an entire firestorm online of people sharing this bullshit over and over. I just saw it going around, and I still see people sharing it because, of course, once it gets out there, no one ever reads the retraction or the correction when it comes to these bullshit, unsubstantiated conspiracy theories and falsehoods and misinformation. You already did the damage. Really stunning. Really stunning. And I should say, I was, where is this? I was on, someone told me that I was on Rising this morning. And I was like, what? I was not on Rising this morning. I did not do an interview with Rising this morning. But apparently I was talked about.
A YouTuber took down a viral tweet yesterday claiming that Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez co-owned the bar she worked at in New York. Despite it being obviously false, the story continued to spread.
This is Ryan Grimm.
Journalist Matt Binder replied to the initial claim.
No, Ryan Grimm, no! It's Binder!
Obviously false, the story continued to spread. Journalist Matt Binder replied to the initial claim saying, quote, the bar was owned by 3 people who run a company called Theme Food, Inc. He even pulled up the liquor license for the bar, Flats Fix, which shows Theme Food, the company that owns the bar, was founded in 1986, 3 years before AOC was born. Washington Post reporter Dave Weigel even called the bar to confirm that it was untrue. This is an interesting story, not because it's worth fact-checking it, because it's not. Journalists can't be tasked with fact-checking every random claim that's made on Twitter. And it's also not interesting to just dunk on a YouTuber or a person who happened to make a claim. People make false claims all the time. Yeah. What's so interesting here is the legs that this claim got.
Right.
Like the fact that a Washington Post reporter and Matt Binder are actually digging in and debunking this, and also that it won't matter. Like, I suspect that over the next year or so, you will...
Right. I wanted to play that clip not just to point out that I was both referred to on Rising by Ryan Grimm, and he messed up my last name. But no, but the reason is because I agree with that, but I think that's just one of the main issues. To me, the reason I'm covering this is not to dunk on Hinkle, of course, because, again, who is he? There's nobody in the big picture. But his claim did go viral, and it meant you had to refute it. You had to debunk it because it was a false claim. But also, what's important to me and why I covered it and why the bulk of this segment was on Dore is because that's the important part. Where is this stuff coming from? And why is it that time and time again, when a certain subsection of this left that's susceptible to these falsehoods and these random through the grapevine rumors and conspiracy theories, why is so much of that stuff funneled to them by the Jimmy Dore show? I mean, I want to really understand what's going on here, because it is super problematic. We're getting to it's getting to be a real issue. That there seems to be one show that is accounting for a large swath of what an entire subsection of the left is pushing when it comes to false information.